I'm Ted Keys in Pasadena, California. Welcome to my Tuesday conference call, a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents. Go to tedkeysonline.com for complete call information. Then join us weekly to see new, serious, struggling, and experienced sales professionals move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. So watch my recorded call topic highlighted there on your screen right now. Then go to tedkeysonline.com and hear more podcasts, read more blog posts, watch more videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. Enjoy watching and applying my Tuesday conference call. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody out here. Just bear with me. Hello and welcome everybody again to my Tuesday conference call. I'm Ted Keys, your host here in Pasadena, California. This is a free high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents at 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Eastern time. On the call today, I'll show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call, go to tedkeysonline.com to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and then while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. And while you're there taking in all of this free information, go to the contact page and enter your contact details if you haven't done that already. By doing that, you'll receive your personal weekly invite to this and every call, along with the attachments that I discuss on each call as well. You'll also get my free report. Again, that's my free report, 11 Ways Freight Agents Will Increase Their Income. Today's training topic is freight sales words that sell. Freight sales words that sell. If there's one thing you want to do and one thing you're going to do, provided you're going to be successful in this profession, is utilize words that people will take notice of. Hence my topic, freight sales words that sell. For those of you that are on my email list, go to that email reminder that I sent you today, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and go to those attachments. As I said earlier, once you get on my freight list or my email list, let me say that again. Once you get on my email list, you will receive my weekly invite and you will receive the attachments that I talk about, which the first attachment, by the way, just go ahead and open that up, is our Green Meadows Productions Agent Leaderboard. One of your main priorities when you become a freight agent with our office, one of your main priorities is to see your name on this agent leaderboard. Why? Not so you can be proud, but you can start somewhere as a goal. Make it a goal to get your name on this leaderboard. Once your name is on this leaderboard, make it your goal to see your name climb up the leaderboard. I have 3 different categories of which you can see your name on the leaderboard. Hold on a second, folks. So go ahead. Open up that second attachment. That is my main topic today. My main topic today is freight sales words that sell. As I said earlier, if there's one thing that you must master in this profession is using the correct words. Question, do you want to use correct words? Do you want to use words of success? Or do you want to use words that are mediocre? And unfortunately, words that are mediocre is what most of society uses. They use words such as maybe, probably, possibly, to tell the truth, as if as if they want to tell you that they're finally being honest with you. Those are words of mediocrity. I'm going to go over today freight sales words that sell. Let me just let me just give you a quick information on this. As our primary weapons to convert freight prospects into freight customers, words are incredibly important to us freight sales agents. How we agents deliver our messages and converse with our prospects has a dramatic effect on the outcome of all, not just some, but all of our freight sales conversations. Using wrong words can cast a negative shadow on our proposals, as well as our image, while tweaking a few words just here and there in our pitch may induce our prospects to utilize our freight service immediately. It can happen that quickly when you use freight sales words that sell. Our underlying message is critical, but the words we use to deliver them are just as equally important. That's why all freight sales agents must become word nerds. And I cannot agree with that more, because if you know me personally, I am a word nerd. Why? To get my message across more effectively. Become a word nerd, and once you become a word nerd, you will then get your messages across effectively. Here's a list of 12 freight industry words. Again, that's 12 freight industry words that'll assist you as a freight agent to move more loads and increase your freight prospects' trust in you in the process. I'm going to go over 12 freight sales words that sell. First freight sales word that sells is when you use the word you. Yeah, that's the first word. The first word is you. As I've said before on a number of occasions, selling is all about your prospects. It is not about you or your company. It's about your prospects. A simple way to make that clear is by using the word you to them in your conversations as much as possible. Think back to your childhood, guys. Did your parents ever tell you it was impolite to talk about yourself? Great question. Apply that rule right here in your freight sales profession. Every time you're tempted to phrase a sentence from the perspective of your company, stop and find a way to rework it to make your prospect, again, your freight prospect, the main topic. First freight sales word that sells is you. It's not about me, it's all about you. Second freight sales word that sells is the word value. It's the word value. Simply stated, prospects and customers don't care about your freight moving features and your benefits. Plain and simple. All they're concerned about is the value that you provide. They only care about your value you provide and achieving their objectives of getting their freight moved. Again, it's about them. Let me say it again. It's about them. It is not about you. Skip over all the amazing features that really your freight service contains. Instead, make it clear how your offering to assist them will create value for their business. So, second word, freight sales word that sells is the word value. Word number 3 of our freight sales word that sells is the word and, believe it or not, the word and. And is a clever replacement for the word but. But when you're dealing with criticisms and objections, that's typically when this word comes in, when you're dealing with folks that are objecting to you or they're actually criticizing you. The word but signals to your prospect that you're about to utter a statement from you, this is coming from you, that runs counter to what they'd like to hear. And, the word and, by its very nature, is inclusive. It means inclusivity. You appear to agree even when you're disagreeing, believe it or not. Take a look at these 2 examples I'm going to give you right now. Example number 1. Here's how it reads. Let me rephrase that, guys. I see that you only have a budget of $25,000. But let me tell you why our system costs $50,000. That's the first example. Let me say it again. I see that you only have a budget of $25,000, but let me tell you about our system, which costs $50,000. That's example number one. Here's example number two. Example number two reads, I see that you only have a budget of $25,000, and let me tell you why our system costs $50,000. That's example number two. As you can see, the second sentence acknowledges the prospect's budget by saying and, while the first steamrolls over the problem or the main issue by saying but and makes your prospect feel ignored. How important is it that we use the word and? What a difference. Again, let me say it again. What a difference that one word makes, and that's the word and, which is our third freight sales word that sells. Number four of our freight sales words that sells is, hang tight here folks, is the word do. Number four is the word do. Real quickly, many sales experts, including myself, I go over this over and over again when I talk about words, recommend using the word do instead of the word try. Let me give you an example. Instead of saying I'd like to try, which is what most people say, or I'll try to do that, I'll try to do this, say what I'll do is. Let me say that again. What I'll do is. This makes you appear more competent and trustworthy, which is what most freight prospects are looking for, and it boosts your prospect's confidence in you. Again, when you use the word do instead of the word try. That's number four of our freight sales words that sell. Number five, word number five is the word or. The word or, believe it or not. When you present a single proposal to your prospect, you only give them one option of accepting it or rejecting it. Basically, if you don't use the word or, you're only giving them one choice. But when you present them with two or three different variations on your proposal, suddenly you've doubled or tripled your odds of receiving that form of yes that you're looking for. So, when you get down to the negotiation phase, don't ask if they'd like to sign the contract. Here's what you do. Ask if version A or version B or version C is the preferable choice. You're not just sticking to one hard proposal. You're giving them different options, hence the word or comes in. We all love it when we have different options to consider. In this day and age, just coming across with one doesn't do it anymore. So word number five, freight sales word that sells, is or. Number six, freight sales words that sell, is two words, and that is should we. Should we. Most people cringe at being told what to do. You would agree with me, wouldn't you? Especially when the person dishing out the orders is not a member of their organization. And it just happens to be us, a freight sales agent, that's telling them what to do. Just using the example phrase, you should, comes off as arrogant and presumptive. Reformulating those suggestions and questions, starting with should we, meaning should we as a group or two individuals assist your prospects to keep an open mind, and diminishes the potential for the conversation to take the wrong turn, the turn that you definitely don't want it to take. So number six, freight sales words that sell is should we. Number seven, word number seven is of our freight sales words that sell is the word consensus. The word consensus. Widespread support for a freight broker across an entire team is the number one asset shipping decision makers look for in making that decision. So words that express agreement among stakeholders, such as support or consensus, as I said earlier, could have a significant impact on your freight prospect's mindset. If you have backing from the entire team, play that up as much as possible. If you don't, stress how you're going to attain it. Freight sales word number 7 that sells is the word consensus. Freight sales word number 8 that sells is the word imagine. The word imagine. Imagine drawing a picture on this description that I'm giving you. There's a good way to start off this example. Unique and different stories stick in people's minds more readily than straight sales messages. The best freight sales agents don't rely on stories in their calls and discussions. They also make sure prospects see themselves as the protagonist, as the positive person. This is where the word imagine is going to assist you. Suddenly, your freight prospect isn't just hearing about a better future enabled through your freight service. They're actually picturing themselves using and living with your freight service. Now, the vision just isn't your mind, it's a shared vision between you and your prospect. So freight sales word number 8 that sells is the word imagine. 2 freight sales words that sell. Number 9 is their name. How often do I talk about saying and using your prospect's name continually and over again? Number 9 is their name. Just like you, saying your prospect's name continually makes them feel like they're the focus of your attention and that your presentation is customized just for them. That's why I continually tell you, remember everybody's name that you come in contact with, whether it's a function that you're attending, whether it's at church, whether it's at an organization, how important it is that we remember people's names. Prospects also naturally pay attention more when their name is sprinkled throughout your sales call. Not only would it be in that scenario, but think if somebody called you and within the first minute they mentioned your name 3 times. You are going to take notice, because that just gives us a good feeling that, boy, somebody knows our name, because that's one of the main things that we are attracted to, and that is our name. Words for success, words to avoid, make up number 10 on my freight sales words that sell. Let me say it again. Words for success, words to avoid. I'm actually going to go over this later in my next attachment, but just as a quick explanation, the English language is filled with words that provoke success and, above all, mediocrity, mediocre words. There are so many mediocre words in this world that unfortunately people use. My question to you is, which words are you using? A great presentation contains words that indicate your success in the freight sales profession. To say all the great words for success in your sales calls, just go and check out my word choice. Again, check out my word choice. It's on page 39 of my Freight Sales Success Guide, which is available at tedkeysonline.com in my Freight Sales Success store. Again, words to avoid, words for success. There's a whole document in my Freight Sales Success Guide. However, I will be going over that with you shortly. But those, I'll go over the words for success and words to avoid. That is number 10 of our freight sales words that sells. Number 11. Number 11 is the word because. Number 11 is the word because. Now, let me just give you an example here. Which variation sounds better to you? Which variation sounds better to you? Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine? There's your variation number 1. Here's another example. Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I have some copies to make? That's variation number 2. Here's variation number 3. Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I'm in a rush? So you got 3 different variations there. Let me give you the results of what happens when you use each of these variations. 70% will agree to let you cut in line when you ask the first question. 70% will let you cut in line when you give them that question or give them that directive. 90% will let you skip when using either the second or the third phrases. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean between the first and the second and the third variations? Well, when asking prospects to do something, always include a reason. That's what it means. That's when you include a reason, that will give you a higher response rate. Don't just request that they introduce you to another decision maker or give you a referral, for example. Explain why you're asking them to take these actions. Can I get a referral because I have lanes, or I have trucks that can run those lanes? There's just an example of giving a reason why you're asking a referral from your customer or your prospect. So word number 11 is the word because. Now the last word of our freight sales words that sell is the word opportunity. That is word number 12, opportunity. Challenges are just plain bound to crop up in your sales process. Nothing you can do about it, but that doesn't mean you have to acknowledge them. Problems, challenges are going to crop up. Again, doesn't mean that you have to, make a big deal about it. The word problem, let me say that again, the word problem has a negative connotation. Very little, if ever, will you hear me use the word problem. Why? Because that's the reason. It can make your prospect feel as your freight process is difficult and unpleasant. Again, that's what happens when you use the word problem. With this in mind, replace it with a more positive word or words. Instead of saying no problem, say it's my pleasure. Let me say that again. Instead of saying no problem, again, just by saying no problem, it can still have a negative connotation. Instead of saying no problem, just say it's my pleasure. I understand the problem. Can become, I see an opportunity to make this run more smoothly. There's another way to get rid of the word problem and say the response, I see an opportunity to make this run more smoothly. So, word number 12 of our freight sales words that sell is the word opportunity. Now, those are just 12 examples of freight sales words that sell. There are a whole host of other words that you can use. I'm going to go over a document here shortly that talks about my words to avoid, words for success. But just remember, there are so many more words, freight sales words that sell, that you can look up if you want. These are just the first 12 that I could come up with. And again, you will find these in my Freight Sales Success Skills manual if you ever decide to get that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our third attachment. Our third attachment, just go ahead and close up second attachment, open up our third attachment in that email that I sent you. I'm going to go over word choice. I'm going to go over my document word choice. Yes, this can be found on page 39 in my Freight Sales Success Guide. Bear with me. Now, just by opening it up, you're going to see that there are words to avoid and words for success. This is my version. This is again another version that I have of freight sales words that sell. Now, if you're going to use words to avoid, you're basically using words that most of society uses. Let me just give you a few examples here. I'm sorry, to tell the truth, to be honest, I may, I might, maybe, probably, possibly. These are all words of low value. To me, they're mediocre words. I'll try. How often do you hear people say, I'll try? Or hoping. Right now, hopefully is a big word that most of society is using. The word help or I need, could be, should be. Here's one that always gets my goat. Well. I mean, this person, whoever is using that can't even come up with a sentence, so they sit there and stutter with basically those sounds. They're not even words. Well. What? Okay, well is, but where do these sounds come from? I think, I can't, I want. You're not going to feel very high of someone who's using, or a freight prospect, or let's put it this way, a freight prospect is not going to think very highly of a freight sales agent that calls them and use these words of low value. Now, those are words to avoid. Words for success, however, that's a whole different ballgame. That's on the right column. Words for success. In addition to I'm sorry, my only response to that is stop apologizing. Not just stop apologizing, but do what's required to be successful. Do what's required, plain and simple. The truth is, I will, really, the word definitely, absolutely. When somebody asks me a question and ask me a question as to, am I going to get this done? What do I respond with? I respond with absolutely, not maybe or probably. Here's another one. I'm doing, actually, assist instead of help. Say the word assist. Instead of I need, I require. Instead of could be or should be, will be. Instead of well, yes, exactly. To finish it off with I know, I can, and I'll have. Those are high probability words. They're high value words. Again, we talked earlier about becoming a word nerd. This is where your nerding comes into factor, because let's face it, a freight prospect is going to want to hear words of success. They're not looking for somebody that's going to give them mediocre service. And when you use high value words for success, you're going to back it up with a high value freight service. It's that simple. So, page 39, Freight Sales Success Guide, word choice. I cannot explain how valuable that is, or this document anyway. Let's go ahead and move on from there. Just click out of that third document and open up that fourth document. These next documents, they are coming right out of my Freight Sales Success Quotes Guide. Let's go ahead and go over them, guys. And again, these documents go hand in hand with our topic today on utilizing the correct words. The fourth document states, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, freight agent superstars consistently do what average freight agents don't or won't. Let me say that again. Freight agent superstars, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, that freight agent superstars consistently do what average freight agents don't or won't. This goes hand in hand with what I just talked about today in utilizing the correct words with your freight prospects. Freight agent superstars understand the correct words to use. Your standard or substandard freight agent does not. That's why they're going to use these low, mediocre words. But a freight agent superstar, they're going to understand what they're saying. They're going to use high value words for success in their conversations with their freight prospects. So, freight agent superstars will consistently do what average freight agents don't or won't, especially when it comes to the words that come out of their mouth. Very important. Go ahead and X out of there and open up that fifth attachment. That fifth attachment states, again for my Freight Sales Success Quotes, to remember when calling your prospects and customers that 85%, again, 85% of your financial success is due to your personality and ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. Shockingly, only 15% is due to technical knowledge. I understand how important a college education may be, but think about it. Only 15% of what you learn in college actually applies to this profession. Now, I'm not disagreeing with going out and get a college education, but it goes hand in hand with what I just said. Only 15% of our success will be due to our technical knowledge. 85% of our financial success, however, is due to our personality. It's due to our ability to negotiate, communicate, and lead. And that goes hand in hand with the words that we decide to use. It kind of goes hand in hand with the words that we do use in our conversations with our freight prospects. Remember that immensely, guys. 85% of our financial success is due to the words that we utilize in our conversations with our prospects. One moment. Let's go ahead and pop open that 6th attachment on the bottom of your email. And that is, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, that practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Again, goes hand in hand with the words that we choose to use in our conversation with our freight prospects. Now, are you going to start, in the first call that you make tomorrow to an existing freight prospect or a new freight prospect, are you going to go ahead and start using all these words for success right away? No, you're not. But you're going to be aware of them, and you're going to start putting them into practice. The more you practice utilizing them, the better and better you're going to get at them. Eventually, you'll be practicing them perfectly. So practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Start practicing utilizing those words for success as soon as you get off the call today. Go ahead and X out of that document, that 6th document, and open up that 7th document. Guys, that 7th document states, this is kind of off topic. It's more of a motivator. It's more of a directive for you. And that is, remember when calling prospects and customers, to never take advice from a quitter to grow your business. And I mean never, regardless of who it is. Hang around individuals that are success-minded. Again, never take advice from a quitter to grow your business. Never, regardless of who it is. Think back. Who are the top 3 individuals that you are hanging out with? Are they using words for success? Or are they using words of mediocrity? Are these individuals that have not accomplished anything in their life, that have not tried anything, that keep giving you excuses as to why they haven't? Well, if they are, there's a high probability that they have quit many times in their life doing whatever it is that they do. My advice to you is, do not take advice from them, especially when it comes to building or getting some wisdom for your freight sales business. Get it from people that have done it before. Get on this call every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I will give you all the advice that you require to become successful. But my main point is, never take advice from a quitter to grow your business. Never, regardless of who it is. Great topic for today. Freight sales words that sell. My prayer, my hope is that you got a lot out of this, my conference call today, and start utilizing these words as soon as I stop here. Now, to finish off here, guys, I'll say it again. Do you want to receive the email notices and the attachments for this and every call? If you do, go to tedkeysonline.com. Go to the contact page, enter your contact details. By doing that, you will receive my not only my announcement every Tuesday, you'll receive the call-in info, and you'll also receive the documents that I talk about on every call that I make. Do you have any questions about the call today? Or, again, do you have a desire to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. My number is 626-309-9141. It's been a pleasure having you on the call today. Take care. Be safe. God bless you all. I'll talk to you again next Tuesday, again, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Take care. God bless. Talk to you soon. You've just taken a tremendous step forward by watching and applying my Tuesday conference call highlight. Do you desire to earn and learn with our top freight team and Christian-based office? Yes? We're searching for a self-starter who's serious, motivated, and ready to take action right now. Is that you? Go to tedkeysonline.com/contacts and enter your contact details. We provide top-notch freight agent sales training to you. Then you deliver those same skills with confidence to the freight industry marketplace. I'll talk to you soon.